Hi there. Welcome in. It's time for Three Guys Before the Game. Yes, we know that there is not a football contest this weekend. It is an off week, a bye week, an open date, not playing week. We get it, but you know what we have? I said, do you know what we have?
What?
We've got Open Week Musings. If you don't like the title, head over to the complaint department over there. That was a fine title. I mean, took a lot of grief before we started recording when I said, hey guys, what's the title? And Brad always says, I'm not naming it because you always say what it is and then you don't listen to me. I said, fine, just name whatever you want.
You don't listen to Hoppy either. I know. That was Hoppy. We had to come up with this week's because he passed. Normally, he comes up with the ultra creative Kansas preview, Oklahoma State review. He passed today during the. He had an open week on title, so we handled it, Hoppy. Thank you.
Under control.
You're beautiful. Because you're always the one to go, just call it what it is, Kansas State preview. Just call it what it is, Kansas State review.
I don't know. You're the one that says always name the title, so I can't take any credit.
This is what I do know. The Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. They have got your collective back. Visit comaxwv.com. Three Guys brought to us by GoMart. Get a GoMart rewards card and instantly save on food and fuel. What's really neat is they got all these constant specials all of the time. As long as you have that app or have the card, like you instantly go ching-ching and you cash in on really fun stuff. You got to do that. And we're talking about gas, food, all that kind of stuff.
It's talking about gas.
We're talking about gas. Talking about practice. Talking about getting gas to go to practice. That's all it is. Three Guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Earlier today, I heard the song, Gordon Lightfoot, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That was not a Lou Wendell craft. Not a Lou Wendell craft.
Having a real flashback there, weren't you?
Yeah. I tell you what, when the cook came upstairs the second time, it was done. Three Guys brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way. Start your day the Three Guys way with a Tudor's biscuit.
The late Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah. He had a couple of numbers. Canadian. Of course, you knew that.
Knew that.
Three Guys also brought to us by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. And we do have numbers, despite the fact that the world champion Mountaineers are not going to play this week. We have numbers, giving us an opportunity to do a deep dive on the numbers. And as a radio DJ, it's time for me to post up on the open Sting Rock and Roll 102.
Well done.
Thank you. Still got it.
Yeah.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, what's up?
Well, interesting time for the open week. It's just you get rolling here. It's certainly better to be 2-2 than 1-3, and you feel like you got a little breathing room. West Virginia certainly needs it because of those injuries, and you got this really tough stretch coming up. And also for Mountaineer fans, a good weekend to watch conference play. Everybody's in conference play this weekend. And now you get into that part of the season. You got Oklahoma State and Kansas State playing. Iowa State, Houston, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, TCU, Kansas. So a fun weekend for Mountaineer fans to watch other teams that you're going to see.
Yeah, and the Oak State, Kansas State game, first game of the day, noon on Saturday. So
noon
Brad,
Eastern.
Now you're a big guy. I mean, you watch as much as you possibly can, but you're in here during game day, so that kind of limits you, right? But this will be the first weekend in West Virginia football history. Think about this now. I'm on a roll. I'm making this up as I go.
Yeah,
that Mountaineer Nation can watch a 16-team Big 12 conference play literally from noon until your head hits the coffee table after midnight, because you'll have games all day long. So I think fans also need a little bit of a breather, right? They've gone through 2 weather delays, right, in the first 4 games. And this is a good, okay, let's watch the rest of the league, and you'll be able to see K-State and Oklahoma State, 2 of West Virginia's next 3 opponents, coming up with Iowa State sandwiched in between.
By the way, with the weather forecast, it's good West Virginia's not playing this Saturday. Might have another weather delay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be raining. Now, maybe it's just going to be rain and not a thunderstorm. But
how about that tornado? Pocahontas
County, yeah.
You got that on WVMetroNews.com. I saw that.
Yeah, it was on our website.
Why is that happening? West Virginia's not a tornado place.
Not normally, no. I mean, people attribute to climate change, but there have been more tornadoes in West Virginia so far this year, 20, than any time in recent history.
Senator, you're from Iowa. How many tornadoes have you literally seen?
They have 20 a day.
I don't know that I've laid eyes on a bunch.
Oh, really?
No, warnings constantly. In the hallway with the book over your head constantly.
In elementary school.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Scared the living hell out of
big
you.
Tornado drills.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen a ton, though.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. All right. Agenda for today. Really, a couple things. A lot of good texts. A lot of good texts asking good questions. Plus, got a text. Have not shared with these guys yet, but I got a text.
What does that mean?
That may be a top fiver.
We didn't go over this in show prep.
No, just
in what way?
Connection.
Oh, okay.
Always, as in always a?
Well, combination of connection and impact.
I mean, the bar's pretty high on that. We've had a lot of connections.
Let me just tell you something. This one goes far beyond. Yeah, I saw a guy who had a mountaineer hat on. This one goes a little bit deeper than that.
All right.
Look forward to that.
Good tease.
So I got that. Also, coming up on Sunday, we normally record on Sunday. We won't have a game to talk about, but on Sunday, we will release a late summer series episode of Three Guys Before the Game with Mountaineer basketballer Tucker DeVries. Very well could be preseason all-conference honoree. He'll be right up there in the balloting. And we'll spend some time with Tucker, his new life, his new world. A lot of things have happened to him since last March when he was playing for the Drake Bulldogs. So we'll have time with him.
I think people will like that one. Yeah. That's a good one because you haven't heard a lot from Tucker, haven't heard a lot from Darren since they've taken over. Kind of been a whirlwind for that whole program. So this will be a fun one.
It's a good one. We already taped it. And we'll drop it on Sunday. You'll like it. And, okay, that's about it. You got numbers, too. Do you mind?
We can jump around.
Do you mind
if
I lower the temperature? Is it hot? Is it me?
Well, I don't know. Kurtzville always comes in here and raises the temperature in this room, not just by his attitude, but he actually comes in and hits the button.
Wow, did you just get up and go adjust the thermostat? Yeah. Is that what you just did?
Crossing.
It's a podcast.
Wow.
Was it back at 73?
Mm-hmm. I almost never touch the thermostat. Almost never. You know, I lived at a college apartment for 2 years and never saw a thermostat.
Like you don't know that one existed?
I don't know.
So there wasn't heat, nor was there AC?
No, there was no AC, obviously, but there was. I always was warm enough, but I don't know where the thermostat was. I think it was in the apartment below.
I got it going now. Look at that fan. Yeah.
I usually don't touch the thermostat.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. All right, let's jump in.
I would tell you if I did.
Someone's touching it.
Jump in. What do we need to know, Mountaineer football, as we get into this bye week?
What are we doing, numbers?
Sure. You want to do it now?
Play the music? Let's do the music.
Okay, let's do it right now. We're just not playing around.
We're just going to jump right in.
Go.
By the way, Mike Gundy's brother got in touch with me.
What now?
Kale reached out.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of surprised me.
Reason?
I've never had any conversation with him before. Doing a talk show out there in Sports Animal out in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And obviously, they're getting ready for their preview for next week. How about this guy looking ahead? Mm-hmm. True coordinator, right? That's a true coordinator looking ahead, probably watching tape already. And I'm going to go out on a show next week.
That's amazing because usually when you line up guests, it's about 12 hours ahead of time.
12 hours. We've done them during the open of Sportsline. True story. We've had the open on the phone with somebody. Hey, about 5 minutes from now, you jump on. Okay, cool. Talk to you then. See you. Yeah. Hoppy, on time is air time.
I understand.
So when Kel Gundy reached out to the thing, like he just said, hey, I'd like to get you on our show. And I'm going like, I mean, you were at Oklahoma, dude. Like, you do know, like, we're not in the league anymore, right? We're good with that, right? But I realized that they're previewing Oklahoma State. So we'll talk about his brother's team.
He's back a little more involved with Oklahoma State now with his brother.
Yeah.
He's doing some things.
As well as he should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting. Oklahoma lost their last Saturday. At home.
To Tennessee.
Yeah, the Tennessee.
Yeah,
They don't often lose there at home.
They do not. They're not often. They're not often dogs at home. They were a dog at home.
How about that? New world. All right.
New world.
Let me see.
Yeah. Let me do this. Let's start the music.
So I checked the numbers. We'll just go right to the numbers. Here comes a heater.
Let's jump into the analytics portion of the show.
This is Spreads on Stats, brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. They're, in one word, they're terrific. Audit and assurance, tax planning and preparation, consulting, advisory, whatever needs to be done in the world of numbers, digits, they got you covered. But in all seriousness, what they do is they're more than just like, hey, let's fill out this form. They are a guide, and they walk you through all your possibilities within your business space, and they can help you. So if you've been looking around saying, you know what, I need something, either I need it or I need something better than I'm getting right now, check them out. Conley CPA Group. We give it our stamp of approval. We might be reaching out to them, by the way, right? I mean, we might have a...
Yeah, I think we're going to need some services.
We're going to need services from them.
For?
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Stuff.
I mean, food court. I mean,
Stuff.
things are going on there. We need to make sure.
Food court's getting big.
Well, yeah, it gets big because you keep showing up there and more people flock.
Get Homeless Dave to get on this. We need a parking garage.
Well, so's the Coliseum, and it's still not built, so we might have to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Homeless Dave can make things happen. I mean, the higher ed moves slowly. We're nimble. We're nimble.
Hoppy's getting a little bit bouncy because he asked for a bathroom and Homeless Dave put a porta potty back there. It's not quite as simple.
But the porta potty was only there 1 week.
Oh, it's gone now?
It was only there 1 week.
Maybe.
It'll be back. I had to take care of it. It doesn't just sit there all the time.
Yeah. Had to bring it out to a work site.
I don't think fine looking
Poor
Phil
Dave,
would want
poor
to.
Dave probably cringes when these episodes come out
Oh,
between
no
the two of
question.
you just throwing stuff out there.
He's getting bigger. I mean, he's like the fourth Beatle. All right?
Yeah.
All right, jump in. What do we got?
Just so these are just a bunch of musings, as the title would suggest. So let's just run through. We can debate, discuss. You don't have to wait here, Hop. Just jump
All right,
in and
I'll
we'll
jump in.
comment
Sure.
as each category comes up. The first one, this is always, you guys hear me say this a lot in the summer. One of the things I really like about preseason is just the you don't know factor, but the optimism that surrounds, and there's just different guys. And TJ Jackson was one of those guys that we said maybe a million times. You know, I tell you what, now TJ Jackson can come in. If TJ Jackson if TJ Jackson can be really good, that help. We said that how many times, Hop, right? Because you just don't know. You want to see, well, TJ Jackson's translated early through the first third of the season. In fact, guys, he leads the country in pressures among Power 4 players, quarterback pressures. So how about TJ Jackson early?
That's pretty strong.
It's really good. Really good start for him. And we've talked a lot about that. The defensive line, we've spent hours on the defense, and they certainly need to still keep improving. But that defensive line's shown an ability to get some pressure. Jackson, Tyron Bradley, we've seen Sean Martin at times. We've seen Mulba start to emerge a little bit. Asani Redwood and Hammond Russell are playing. So that defensive line's starting to come into its own a little bit. Agree?
Yeah, I agree. It's 2 years in a row they've been solid. 2 years in a row they've been solid.
Yeah. So there's Jackson leading the country in pressures among Power 4 players. We've talked about this before, but it bears repeating because I don't think you heard it the last time we discussed it. Fourth down success for this offensive team.
Yeah, they're having success. In fact, they've gone for it on fourth down more than any team in the country.
Well, like 12 times or something?
Not only that, they lead the nation in fourth down conversions, more to the point. They're converting in those. They also have the best conversion percentage for any team with 10 or more attempts. They're 10 to 12 on the season. So fourth down is, Neil likes to call them end of possession downs, which is a good new term.
Yeah.
It's not just about how you are on third down, because a lot of times you go for it on fourth. So very successful, attempting a bunch of them, converting a bunch of them so far early in the season.
Yeah. Significant. I mean, that is kind of surprising, isn't it? You're leading the nation and going for it on fourth down. One, he explained it, I don't know if it was I think it was his press conference this week, where a lot of times he's setting up fourth down on third down.
Sure.
So he's just like in the mindset, we're going for it twice here. So if I just get this, we're going to do this.
And a lot of times
works.
that shows up, guys, if it's a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 6, which is normally an obvious passing down, and you see West Virginia run it, that's usually an indication that the thought process going into